Welcome to the CBS Eye on Money Show. It's Thursday, December 8th, and you all can just wish me a happy birthday right now since we don't drop an episode tomorrow, which is my birthday. Thanks so much. It's an irrelevant birthday, but I think we'll celebrate good ones. We'll celebrate the wins when we have them, so I'll do that. Mark, how are you?
Big day tomorrow, your birthday. I'll have to get Theo to send you a special message.
I like that. I always like that. I liked when he sent Jackie her message. It was so cute. I have to say, I showed Jackie every time I send her a picture of him, she's like, he's just so cute. I can't believe he's Mark's.
Yeah, thanks, Jackie. Speaking of that, ready? Where's your phone? Do you have your phone? I just got his first school picture, so take a look at that.
First of all, why is his head down like that? He's very cute. He is too much.
I wish they would have put his hair over to the side.
Yeah, I know. They did not. What is that? Time for some
fun.
I like it. He looks good. He's looking good. All right. Well, we're going to have to do some sort of holiday gathering where we will exchange gifts. All right. Your other gift is coming in the usual format, you know?
That's my favorite gift.
I know. It's always the right color, not always the right size, as I like to say. All right. If you've got financial questions, if you've got something on your mind, if you're thinking about end of the year and some planning opportunities, we would love to hear from you. Just go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button. A form will pop up. You complete the form, and at the end of the form, there's a little box that says, would you be willing to come on the air? And if you check it, Mark does everything else. Hey, while you're on the website, I always like to say there are 3 things to do on the website. Number 1, bookmark it because you'll want to come back. Number 2, sign up for the free weekly newsletter. And number 3, pre-order the new book. It's called The Great Money Reset. Every single pre-order of The Great Money Reset will allow you to secure a spot for a live online webinar Wednesday, February 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll also get a signed book plate for each pre-order you make. So do that all at the website, jillonmoney.com. All right. Today, let's go talk to Chris, who's on the line from Connecticut, just up the road. How are you, Chris?
Doing wonderful. Jill, happy early birthday.
Thank you so much. What can we do for you?
Well, first, I just want to start by thanking you both. Everything that you do. I learned so much from listening to both of your shows. I'm already excited about reading the Start, Sell, and Evolve Your Business chapter from your new book that comes out next year.
Yes, it is good. It's so interesting because I talked to a lot of people who have their own businesses, and there was some really good advice there. So I want to hear all about what's going on in your life and how we can jumpstart your process.
Yeah, so I've made some changes to work in this last year, and I need your sage counsel. So in January, I left my former employer and started my own small company, LLC, made an S Corp election. I'm the only employee. I'm trying to think about kind of what the next decade looks like. I'd like to get to a point where I'm closer to what you call financially independent new endeavor. In about 10 years, I'm wanting to use this new business as an opportunity to accelerate some of those retirement savings and hopefully optimize any deductible business expenses.
Awesome. Chris, how old are you?
43.
Okay. Do you have a spouse?
I do. Wife. She has a big birthday in about 7 days.
Nice. How old is she?
I'm not allowed to say. It's a big one, though. It's a milestone.
Is it a 4-0 or a 5-0? That's the most important thing.
4-0.
I'm just trying to, big deal. 4-0 is a nothing burger. Come on. 40 is silly. It's like you're still a child. 50 is going to be great because you're going to have this fine opportunity, hopefully. So, Chris, how much are you earning right now from the new business?
So I expect kind of based on cash on hand and receivables the rest of the year, I plan to gross around $550,000 or $600,000.
Mark, I didn't hear you go, whoa, which is what you usually do when you hear that.
I'm surprised he waited so long to make the move and go out on his own.
I know. This is great. Fantastic. All right. And you're the only person in the LLC. So what about your wife? Is she working full time?
She does. She works full time, has a traditional W-2 job.
Okay. How much does she earn?
She makes $220,000.
Okay. And is she putting money into her retirement account right now?
She is. She maxes out a traditional 401k. Before Mark says anything, there's no Roth option. I'd like
Oh,
it. We just
nice.
don't have it.
Nice. Nip that in the bud. Chris, when you left your old job, did you have a pile of money in a retirement account?
I did. I rolled that all over to a new solo 401k with a new business.
Okay. And how much is in the solo 401k?
There's about 270 on the traditional side, and then just my contributions this year on the Roth side of 21,000.
Okay. How much money is in your wife's retirement account?
About 600,000, 608,000, and then we both have about $75,000 in Roth IRAs between the two of us.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say something stupid so you can smack me down. How much were you earning previously? Because I'm thinking, like, were you earning in the 500s? And like, I'm wondering why the 200, like, it seems like you have a lower balance than I would have expected for your traditional 401k assets.
Yeah, I was earning less without having kind of any equity in the business I was formerly at. And then also I was working part-time. I made a decision to step away from full-time about 7 years ago when we had our children. And so yeah, it wasn't for a couple of years there I did have access to a 401k.
Okay. Makes sense.
Was making
Okay. I just wanted to understand that. So, okay, great. You guys have some kids?
We do. 3, 2 7-year-olds and a 5-year-old.
2 7-year-olds?
Yeah, 2 7s and a 5.
Tell us about the house.
Yeah, so we bought a house during the pandemic. The valuation right now is about $917,000. Have a traditional 30-year mortgage. There's about $560,000 left on that, and the note is 2 5/8.
Oh my gosh! First of all, thank you for using a fraction because it's like I feel like I'm the last person standing who uses fractions. Do you have a brokerage account as well?
We do. Yeah, we have a taxable brokerage account right now. The balance is about $1.7 million.
Whoa, there's a moolah. Good deal. That's great. How about money in the bank?
About $400,000. We upped the emergency fund before I started this new venture to make it about 18 months, and then we have a good amount set aside for accrued taxes and a home renovation project that will kick off next year.
Oh, very exciting. Do you think that this 500 or 600 grand that you're making, this big gross amount, is this doable for every year, or was this past year a unique year for you?
Yeah, I don't have enough track record. It certainly was a great year. It beat my expectations. Given the economy and the kind of companies I work for, next year is uncertain. I think certainly this is probably repeatable, but I don't know if this may be kind of a stretch year, at least for the next couple of years.
Okay. Do you have money saved for the kids yet in college accounts, 529s, the CHET program, the Connecticut Higher Education Trust?
Yeah, it's not in Chet, but we do have 3 529s, one for each of them, because all 3 be in college at the same time.
Horrifying. How much money is it saved so far for college?
About $257,000.
Are you making contributions into those plans currently?
Yeah, we do. We make a monthly contribution of $417 each month into all 3. And then, occasionally when my wife gets a bonus or there's some unallocated cash, we'll do a one-time extra contribution in a given year.
Okay, that's great. How about life insurance?
Yeah, I have $1.8 million in term life insurance. When I bought it before we had kids, kind of bought it in 3 tranches. So the first tranche, about a third of it will lapse in 2024.
Okay.
And then my wife has about $700,000 in term.
Do you have your estate documents?
I mean, I wouldn't come on if I did. Yeah.
I like that people are shamed. They're like, I'm going to just lie, forget it.
I do. Yeah, we got all that in place before having the first batch.
Okay, great.
It's crazy. I mean, you guys are young.
You're really young.
You were working part-time. How did you get that brokerage account to 1.6, 1.7?
1.7.
We're super savers. We probably save on average 50% of our gross. And I don't know. We've just been consistently putting money away and not looking back.
Let me ask you a funny question, Chris. What would you say your actual expenses are? You live in a high cost area. So what do you think your monthly expenses are right now?
It ranges between $10,000 and $12,000.
So Mark, let's think about this. Chris says in 10 years, so when he's 53 and his wife is 50, will they have enough money to be able to kind of downshift? And when we talk about when you talk about a financial independence next endeavor, my question to you is this predicated on you making some money at all? Like, do you feel like you guys are always going to make a little bit of money? Or do you feel like you want to know that you can do nothing?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll always do something, but I'll try to find something that's not focused on the money part. So certainly there will be something. I think my wife may, given kind of her career orientation, may continue to work for a little bit longer past.
Okay. If I had to look at, say, your age, like the 10 years from your age 53 to 63 and her age 50 to 60, what could I count on the combined income being, do you think?
Oh, I think probably in those first 5 years, it's probably be close to what she currently makes, at least 220, and then maybe in the last five, I would guess between 50 and 60.
I mean, they're good.
They're done. It's amazing, right?
They've got, I'm just saying, using round numbers, they got $2 million right now. That two is going to be four in 10 years. It's not like they're going to be retiring. There's still going to be income. They need $10,000 a month. They're good.
I think you are good also. Do you know that you're good? It sounds like you're a planner. So do you know in your bones that you're okay?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've kind of been tracking everything. So I feel really good about where we're at. I guess I'm just kind of at this point looking to optimize. Is there anything, other alternatives I should be thinking about or other options with the small business? Just to
you have a CPA for your business?
I do.
There's one idea I have that I'm thinking about. The only reason I'm thinking about this is that you have a lot of money in your brokerage account and you have money in cash, which is great. But, for folks who have a lot of money, you don't have so much in pre-tax. So I have an idea for you. And I want you to run this by the CPA. Should you put in place for the next 10 years your own defined benefit plan? Should you essentially create a pension plan for yourself? It only works when there is one person in the organization, which is you. Let's just say that we could look at 2022 as the model year. The amount of money you can put into the defined benefit plan, a solo defined benefit plan for yourself, would be based on your earnings and your age. And you don't have to do it every year. You can put what you want, but you can put in, what is the limit for this? Let me just look at stand by for 1 second. I believe it's $280,000 is the limit. And let's pretend I'm right because I can't look it up right this second. But let's just pretend that, you could put $280,000 away pre-tax in a defined benefit plan. And you don't have to do it forever. You could just do it for the years that you have an amazing year. You could just say I can do a 401k and also a defined benefit. Here's the downside with a defined benefit. You have to get a plan administrator, which is a pain in the ass. It'll cost couple $3,000. But there is an enormous benefit of being able to take a year like you're having this year and shoveling $200,000 pre-tax out of that account into a defined benefit plan. So I think it's at least worth considering because you are in high tax brackets and you are living in a high cost state and you don't have so much money in retirement, in pre-tax retirement, that it makes me nuts. I mean, again, you have some, but it's a way that maybe we can shovel a little extra money away for you guys in a tax efficient way. So I wouldn't mind if you just talk to your CPA about that. And maybe the CPA says, that's dopey. And you don't really need anything, but it is an idea to at least consider.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ask her about that.
So I feel like you are in great shape. You don't have to maximize anything, but you could. So what other questions do you have for us?
I don't know. I guess with respect to the defined benefit plan, I'll contribute to that over the years if that's a good option. And then after that's done, I have to annuitize that, or I can roll that over into.
Yeah. You don't even have to annuitize it. So I run my own DB plan and it's through Fidelity. And I just invest it like I invest all my other money, which is boring index funds. And then when I'm done, when Mark allows me to retire, I'll take it out. And I mean, I had the same benefit that you did, which is I started making a few bucks as a self-employed person, and I shoved a ton of money into this plan early. And now I'm just I'm actually not even going to probably do it anymore because I have too much pre-tax money in there. But I did what you did, which is when I had a good year, I just put a ton of money in. And if I didn't have as good a year, I didn't put as much in, and there was nothing hanging over me. And then eventually I can just put it into an IRA rollover account and start pulling my money out. start gifting to all those charities when I'm 70 and a half and use the QCD.
Was your kind of investing strategy with that defined benefit plan different, knowing that kind of that there was ultimately some cap that you would get to?
Nah, I mean, I'm very boring. My own investment strategy is like, do not complicate the universe. The only thing that I will, and I've said this openly on the program, is that I do have a aversion to risk in general. I take a lot of risk in my career. I will move things around. I will swing the bat. I will go into business for myself, but I am not a big risk taker when it comes to asset allocation. I tend to be more of a balanced investor. Mark is much more of a growth investor than I am. And it's not just age. I think constitutionally, he is more of a risk taker than I am. So I don't really think of it as like there's a moment in time where I have to turn the faucet on or off. I think all the money is long term. I hope I don't need to turn it on or off for any real reason. And the only problem with the defined benefit plan, as opposed to a defined contribution, is that there's no Roth option. So that's why I'm sort of lightening up. Before there was a real idea around like the Roth and what was going to happen. And I just shoveled tons of money in there. And it was very helpful as a New York City resident. It really was. It helped me avoid a lot of taxation. But I'm going to have to pay the piper at some point. And, you know, I'm happy to do that as a great citizen, but I'm also happy that eventually, I'm hopeful. Literally, I just had this conversation with my CPA. I said, I hope I never have to touch it. I hope every single required minimum distribution, I'm just throwing money out to charities. That's what I hope happens. I hope I never need that money. Now, look, you made a lot of money, but your previous, like just your previous path, if I looked at like the 7 years leading up to you going into business for yourself, is it fair to say you guys made about 300-ish, 350 a year? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's close to that. I mean, in the earlier years when the kids were really small and I had less availability for part-time work, it was probably even less. It's probably closer to 200.
And you live in a high-cost area. So the reason why I'm stressing this is often we'll hear from people who are like, you only deal with rich people. And I guarantee, Chris, you must live in an area where there's a lot of rich people around you, right? You know, really rich, not like what we like to call, who I would consider you and me in the same category as like the nearly affluent.
Yeah, we drive by the estates and go, oh, wow, that must be nice.
That's a lot, right? And so what I want people to hear is Chris and his wife have saved a ton of money prior to this moment because they saved money. It was not like some miracle. No one just dropped $1 million out of the blue, right? You didn't inherit a bunch of money. You saved it, right?
Yeah, all savings.
Amazing. Just amazing. And so I feel very confident that when I talk to people like you and your wife, that it does leave the possibility open for those who are listening to say, you know, and maybe you don't live in a high cost area. Maybe in your area, if you made $100,000 or $150,000, you too could save money. But it does take some discipline. And the easiest way to do it is to automate it and to make sure that nothing kind of gets in your way. But what I want to hear from Chris about, which we'll do off the air, is how he's making $500,000, $600,000. And I want to know what this business is. But I'm not going to out you on the air. All right. If you would like to know whether or not your plan to perhaps enter into financial independence, next endeavor, new endeavor, if you're on that kind of a track, first of all, you absolutely should pre-order my new book, The Great Money Reset, because it is all about this. It's about don't let your money just sit there and dominate your life. Use that money, use that discipline, use that savings, turn it around and make it something that's really exciting for you. I'm not saying everybody wants to do it. Like if you love your job, keep doing your job, but just know that you have options. And if you want to understand what those options are, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and we will get you on the air. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter, pre-order the new book, and most importantly, put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Do something nice, will you? Mark Talercio is the co-host and executive producer of this program. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Curiosity, compassion, community. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.